Hello everyone, welcome back to Sulekha Physics classes. It is the most easiest way to learn all the concept of physics. Today I am going to discuss about the next topic of chapter electromagnetic induction, that is motional EMF using Faraday's law. Now what do you mean by this motional EMF? Motional EMF means what? The induced EMF across the ends of the conductor due to motion of conductor in a uniform magnetic field. So first you must know about motional EMF. You write down. What do you mean by motional EMF? In the induced EMF across the ends of a conductor due to its motion in a uniform magnetic field, right? This is called motional EMF. Here again we have to use Faraday's law and derive the expression for this motional EMF. Right? So now I am going to derive the expression for this motional EMF. For this we consider a U-shaped conducting rails. Okay, this is a U-shaped conducting rails which is situated inside a uniform magnetic field. This magnetic field, direction of magnetic field is inward and perpendicular to this plane, and this U-shaped conducting rail is situated inside this uniform magnetic field normally. Now consider a conductor PQ. Suppose this is a conductor PQ of length L. Suppose this is the length of the conductor, right? And say suppose this is P, Q, R and S. Now this conductor is free to slide over these conducting rails either in this direction, left towards left or towards right. Whatever direction the motion of this conductor PQ, the area of this rectangular coil PQRS changes, and due to this change of area magnetic flux also changes, right? And due to that change of magnetic flux EMF is induced, and that induced EMF is called motional EMF. So what is the expression? How you can derive? Suppose this conductor is moving towards left with some velocity v, right? And suppose it comes to this point. Okay, this P dash, suppose Q dash, with some distance. Suppose this is dx in time t. Suppose this is x, and when it moves towards left side, then through some distance dx in time t. So its area of this loop changes. What is the change of the area? dA. Change of area is what? Length into breadth. It means L into x, and change of area, it moves through some distance dx. So L into dx, right? And due to this change of area, magnetic flux also changes. There is decrease in area, right? Previously area is this one, L into x. Now area becomes this one only, so area decreases. And when this conductor moves towards right side, its area increases, right? So change of magnetic flux due to this change in area becomes what? You know magnetic flux is what? BA, and the angle between magnetic field and this area vector is 90 degree. We already assumed that one. Okay, this conductor is placed normal to this plane of this one, okay, magnetic field. So this change in flux becomes what? B dot A. So B is constant, change in area is dA. So this becomes BL dx, right? This is change of magnetic flux due to change in area. Now what happens according to Faraday's law? According to Faraday's law, due to change of magnetic flux linked with that coil, an EMF is induced, right? And this induced EMF is given by minus d phi by dt. So this becomes minus d by dt. What is this change in flux? D phi, BL dx. BL dx. B and L is constant. Dx by dt is this what? Dx by dt is what? Velocity, and velocity is in negative x direction. So dx by dt, where I have to write, suppose let this dx by dt, velocity is in negative direction, so minus v, then this becomes what? BL v, right? So this EMF E equal to BLV, and this is the expression for motional EMF. Why it is called motional? This is the expression for induced EMF, and it is called motional EMF because it is produced due to the motion of the conductor, right, across this side, right? So, and due to this motional EMF, current flows across this loop PQRS in this direction, and the direction of current is given by Fleming's right hand rule, which I will discuss after this one. Okay, so this is the EMF induced across this conductor, and you know that if EMF is induced across a conductor, that conductor behaves like what? Battery. And okay, so this PQ behaves like a battery. One terminal is positive and one terminal is negative. But which side is positive, which one is negative? Okay, this you can also give by right hand thumb rule. Suppose motion is along this direction, right, and field is inward. So this thumb represents the direction of positive terminal. So in this case, PQ, positive terminal is this side and negative terminal is this side, right? This is conductor, and current flows through this direction. If the motion is towards this side and field is this side, so thumb points upward. In that case, positive terminal is this side and negative terminal is below that one. So direction is opposite to this one. In this way, you can determine what is direction of induced EMF and induced current also. And this conductor behaves like a battery of induced EMF BLV, right? This can also be explained by using Lorentz force. Okay, so first after this one, I am going to discuss what is the direction of this induced current by Fleming's right hand rule. Okay, so next one is Fleming's right hand rule. Now, the direction of induced current is given by Fleming's right hand rule. According to this rule, if you stretch your thumb and other two fingers, that one middle finger and forefinger, in mutually perpendicular directions like this one, okay, then if this middle finger represents direction of magnetic field and this thumb represents motion of the conductor, then this forefinger, right, this middle finger represents direction of induced current. Suppose in the previous case, field is inward, right, inward field. I am going to find the direction of current using this Fleming's right hand rule, and the motion of the conductor is what? Towards this side, V. So this forefinger represents direction of magnetic field, this one, this is inward, and this thumb represents direction of motion like this one. So this is direction of magnetic field, forefinger. This is direction of motion of conductor. Then this finger, middle finger, represents direction of induced current. This is downward. Direction of induced current is like this side. Okay, field is inward according to this right hand thumb rule. This middle finger, field inward, motion, thumb represent direction of motion, and then this middle finger represent direction of current. So this is a conductor PQ and current flows in this direction. Positive terminal becomes this side and negative terminals become this side. Okay, and current flows in this direction. And we also discuss according to right hand thumb rule also, whatever the direction of thumb, that gives direction of positive terminal of the battery. Field is inward, right? And motion is what? Motion is this side. So you curl your finger from the motion to the direction of magnetic field. Thumb points downward. It means direction of current is downward according to that one also. But best one is explained by Fleming's right hand rule. And in this case, the direction of induced current is along PQ. Okay, this is Fleming's right hand rule. Now again, this induced EMF, motional EMF, is also explained by using that one, Lorentz force. Okay, if field is inward and motion is this side, okay, so force is which direction? Downward. It means this is direction of positive charges. Positive charge moves towards this side, right? All positive charge collected at this point because force is in this direction. This is explained by according to Lorentz force. Okay, and all negative charge collected to that side, opposite sides, and this creates a potential difference and hence EMF is induced across these ends. That one is explained by using Lorentz force. Okay, now next, this I already derived the expression for induced EMF. Now what is the expression for induced current, right? Okay. Now current induced in the loop. Okay, what is the current induced in the loop? This is the figure for that one. Inward magnetic field. This is a U-shaped conducting rails, right? And this is the length of the conductor L. Okay, this conductor PQ of length L. Now let us suppose that R be the resistance of conductor of length L. This PQ, the resistance of this PQ is suppose capital R, and the other ends RS, RQ, RS and SP have negligible resistance, right? And you know EMF induced is what? BVL. So what is the induced current in the loop? I induced equal to, I is what according to Ohm's law? Yes, E by R, and this E is what? BVL by R. Okay, this is the expression for induced current in the loop, right? Next, on the movable arm. Movable arm PQ, right? Due to that induced current, what is the force on this arm PQ? Okay, so let L be the length of the conductor of this PQ. Carrying current what? I be the induced current. Okay, so what is the expression of force on that arm? That force on the movable arm is, expression for this one is IBL, and what is the angle between B and length? That is 90 degree. It is normally placed, so sine theta, sine 90 degree, right? So this becomes, what is the expression for I? I is B VL by R into BL sin 90 becomes 1. So this force becomes B square L square, right, V by R. This is the expression for force. I am writing, okay, I will write here, okay. Force equal to B square L square V by R. And the direction of this force on this movable arm is outward, okay, opposite to the motion of this arm according to Lenz's law, right. One more thing is left, power delivered by the external force. What is the power delivered by this external force to maintain the motion of this arm PQ, okay. So power delivered by the external source. Power delivered by the external force. And that external force is due to induced current, right? How much power is delivered by this force to move the conductor, to maintain the motion of this conductor? So power is given by what? Expression for power is F into this velocity, and the expression for F is B square L square V by R into velocity. So this becomes B square L square V square by R. This is the expression for power delivered by this external force on this rod PQ, right? This power dissipated as Joule heating loss, okay? And that is given by the power dissipated in this loop as Joule heating loss, and that is given by, suppose, Pj, it is equal to I square R. And what is the value for induced current? BVL by R, that is whole square into R. Then this expression becomes B square V square L square by R. This is the expression for power dissipated as Joule heating loss. Thus, the mechanical energy required to maintain the motion of this conductor is first converted into what? Induced current means electrical energy, and then this heat energy. This is consistent with the law of conservation of energy. Okay, right? These are all about this one. Again, one small topic is left, that is relation between induced current and magnetic flux, right? So, the last topic is relation between induced charge, right, and change in magnetic flux. How induced charge is dependent on change in magnetic flux, right? So, we know that according to Faraday's law, what is Faraday's law? Okay, EMF developed across the ends of the conductor is what? Rate of change of magnetic flux, del phi by del T, right? And if suppose R be the total resistance of the closed loop, okay, of the closed loop, then what is the value for induced current? Induced current I becomes what? I equal to this E by R, right? And what is E? Del phi by del T into 1 by R. Okay, and due to this induced current, induced charge is developed, and the expression for that induced charge developed in time, suppose delta T is given by what? Small amount of charge, delta Q induced charge is given by what? I into delta T. Now, what is the expression for induced charge? This is del phi by del T into 1 by R into delta T. This delta T, delta T cancel. This becomes del phi by R. Right. So, this is the expression for induced charge, delta Q equal to delta phi by R. What does it mean? It means induced charge is dependent on change of magnetic flux. It is not dependent on how much time takes place to change this magnetic flux. It is independent of rate of change of magnetic flux. It only depends on change of magnetic flux. Okay. So, you write del Q equal to del phi by R. It means del Q induced charge equal to change in magnetic flux divided by resistance. Okay, it is independent on the time for which this magnetic flux change takes place. Okay, and if suppose there are n number of turns in the coil, then in that case the expression for charge becomes what? Del Q equal to n del phi by R. Okay, this is the case when n is the number of turns in the coil, right? If there are n number of turns in the coil, in that case induced charge delta Q equal to n delta phi by R. This is the relation between induced charge and change in magnetic flux. So, this is all about today's lecture. Now, I am going to end the class. In the next video, I will discuss about self-induction, then mutual induction, then what is the expression for self-inductance in case of long solenoid and many other things. Up to then, students, hope you understood all these things. Now, wait for the next class. Up to then, bye-bye. Take care, students. Thank you.